Person 36. So your energy picks up out the Rainbow Road, and I see a figure skater, and this figure skater is doing like the most amazing tricks, like twirling around on the tip of your toe with your other leg outstretched behind your head, where you're holding that leg that's above your head and doing spins and just like super elaborate ice skating techniques. And if I don't know who you are, and so just from how strong this energy presented the whole time, I would say I would be so surprised if you were not a figure skater. But typically, this is always symbology, and so a little bit later, I get the feeling that maybe this is more of like a performer, and I get this might be something that's inside, like this desire to perform or this desire to be in the spotlight, but it's more than that. I feel like this is career oriented, and like there's decisions being made, and I feel like this is something that you exhibited as a young child, like always in the spotlight. I just got like heavy, like winter ice dancer performer. So then I see your energy skating towards the portal, and as you move through this first portal, basically you're suspended in time. And so I get these it's like somebody put the videotape on slow motion, and we're watching every detail of these like spins, and as you open your arms and do a jump, it's like frame by frame I'm getting the images of you. And so this is interesting, and so I start to wonder what this could mean, and I get that maybe this dream has been put on hold, or this dream is slowly leaving your reality, maybe something to that effect. And as soon as that happens, then move to the next shot, and basically now you're like zooming forward towards the doorway that represents well, first you kind of like speed off on skates and then turn into this bird soaring. And so I get that like a bird soaring freely, this is somebody that's following their dreams. So I get there, maybe there's this either this pull between, you know, what used to be your dreams and what are now your dreams, or some kind of like maybe the messages follow your dreams type of a thing. And then we end up at your doorway to your Akashic records, and of course it's this like outline of a big black butterfly. And so I get transformation, but because it's black and it's kind of not there, I get that there's some form of you that maybe is not yet ready to transform into this dream. So then we move through the doorway, and it's like this old, like water dripping stairwell cell that's really kind of cool and ancient, and it zigzags back up. It's like to the left and to the right, and it's moving all the way up, and it's just like 3 steps up to the left, then 3 steps up to the right, and same thing, very back and forth, back and forth. So again, I get maybe we're ping-ponging back and forth between, you know, what the heart's desire is and what that dream of the child was, and maybe what you're forced or being pushed into choosing or picking now in your life. And as moving to the top, opens up into your Akashic records, and it's very cool. First, it's like there's a bunch of people there, and they're all in old period style, like Elizabethan big dresses, bustled up with like the big hoop skirts, and it's like young, almost teenagers, like boys and girls dancing together. So I feel like I'm at somebody's like presentation, what do they call it, like the naming day, or I don't know, when like a daughter is presented as a woman, and everybody's like doing this dance, and I feel like etiquette is a big word, and oh gosh, not conformity, but like expectation is another big feeling I get from this. Like it's almost like parents' expectations, or like there's a family name or family something that's upheld. It feels very traditional, and so this is kind of how the records present themselves. So again, I'm getting pulled, you know, are you not honoring that dream of the child, because there's family expectations, or you're placing too much emphasis on tradition or the traditional way in which you're supposed to move through life. And so after this, everything kind of disappears. And now I find myself just laying on your floor. And there's this big red oriental kind of style circular rug. And it's like a very circular room. It's a really cool room. And at the top, if you've seen Harry Potter, the top of your ceiling looks like the pensieve, right? Where they pull their mental images out with their wands, and it's like this stringy, translucent, like opalescent kind of liquid. And so that's what your whole ceiling looked like. Like if I were to put my finger in it, my finger would almost like, I don't know, meld into this silvery, translucent liquid. It was really, really cool. And so as I'm looking there and staring up, I'm going, this has to be some kind of form of like, we're looking into your thoughts. We're really contemplating the thoughts. So I call down your higher self and I ask your higher self what's for the greatest good for this person to know at this point in time. And your higher self says you have to grow up, you have to make a choice. And I'm going, whoa, this is not the voice of the higher self. And so I ask, what is the meaning of this? Because this is not what a higher self would come down and say. And they're saying you have to make a choice now. You have to make a choice now. And so then I get pulled back to the visual of the thoughts, and I get that this is mentally what's going on inside of your own head. You feel like this wiser part of you is saying, hey, it's time to make a choice. It's time to grow up. So just know that like this is not what the most wise part of you would say. So this is more of an ego part of your being that's coming through if these are thoughts that you're having. And so from here, I then get to connect with your highest, most loving wisdom of the higher self. And basically they're saying that there's a dream inside your heart, and they take me to my childhood and show me as an artist, and then my whole life lived as a business person, and then finding my artistry again. And they're showing me this as a comparison to somebody who might find or have that passion that they had when they were a child. So in the heart center is where the inner child lives, and they say like to be most connected to our divine, we need to reconnect with that inner child and honor that inner child and the hopes and the dreams of that inner child, and who we were when we were a child, because that's like the most truest expression of ourselves. And so I'm getting this pull between, there's always two paths, and no matter what path you go down, you're going to end up in the same destination. It's just a different color path that you're going to choose to walk down, and a different, color of experiences that you're going to have in life. But you living a life, it's always going to be you, no matter what that choice is. And so this is what I'm getting, is that like from my life, as a young child, I was an artist, and then I kind of denied that and didn't pursue it, but then later in life I became an artist. And so the end point is always going to happen. It's just what are the series of occurrences and lessons and things that you need to learn along the way that are going to crop up. And so no matter what path, this is what I'm getting, and this is what they're showing me, is that no matter what path you choose, you're going to have the same lesson plan that's already written for you, and you're going to experience these same lessons and life goals and trials and tribulations, but they're going to be very different colors from one path to another, depending on what avenue you go down. But just know, and this is from the higher self, just know that no matter what path you choose, you're always going to be connected to that component of yourself. It's just, what do you want to experience at this point in time is kind of what I'm getting. And that no matter what you choose, you're always going to be connected to that space of yourself and honor that part of yourself. So I mean, it's a beautiful message, and I'd say just really breathe and connect into the heart if this does seem true and does seem like maybe it's a path you're going down now, or these are options or choices you're faced with at this point in time. Just connect into that inner space of the heart and see, what does my heart want to do? What's my heart guiding me to do? Anytime you're connected to the heart, you cannot be led astray. So being open and vulnerable in the heart is usually the best way we can move forward and learn those lessons we're supposed to learn in life. So to do things from love is what your higher self said, is as long as you are doing things from the space of love, you're never going to be let down. So with light and love.